going to be showing you all the nice things that you can do to 2/4 people on Halloween or in October. So these are things for those of you who are like, I'm in a good mood today, I want to do something nice. Or it's like, today's Halloween, it's the day of trick or treat, let's give everybody a treat. So if you're in that mood, then I'm going to be telling you all the things, nice things that you can do. And if you're maybe on a little bit more of a trick side, slap that like button so I can bring you some so I can tell you some tricks you can play on your friends to get their blood boiling, their teeth grinding, and their face squashed up. But let's get into the kind things. A kind thing that you can do for somebody on Halloween is you don't have to do this during the day or during the night specifically. It's probably better during the night because people are more likely to answer the door. But this is something for those of you who may not be going trick-or-treating anymore, or who don't give out candy, who think people who stay up till like 11 giving out candy are just die-hard Halloween fans, and people with so many decorations where you think they've had to spend a fortune on it. Somebody who you feel like deserves a Halloween treat. What you can do, and this is a shout out to one of my paranormal friends for telling me this idea, is you can put together a little goodie bag. It's a good idea to make it look like a ghost or something else. Halloween for fun. You can put in, like, let's say you know this person who lives there, and you know that they like bath bombs and stuff. You put that stuff in there. You tie it closed, or however you want to put it. You set it on their like mat, and then you knock on the door. It's like Ding Dong Ditch, but you give them stuff they like. Hopefully they look down, see the ghost, and they're like, oh, it's... And you can even write a little note like, this year you get the treat over the trick. And if you don't know the person well, you can just put in like the nice candy or like a gift card somewhere. Now this is if you're feeling really generous, or if you just know somebody so die hard. And you can even make fun ones like, congrats on having the most Halloween decorations, here's your prize. So that's if you're in a good mood. Another nice thing to do is flowers, of course. Some Halloween, October, fall flowers. Set them on somebody's door, knock, knock, knock. You can either play Ding Dong Ditch or be trick or treat, or like be like, it's happy Halloween, here you go. And something like that. You can also do something that's kind for the trick-or-treaters who are going out and living life. Don't turn away people who are older. I understand saying no to somebody who's in their 20s, but don't say no to somebody who's 18 or 14, 16. Because I actually was turned away from a house last year because they were trying to save the candy for the little kids. And I've heard arguments over whether kids are trick-or-treating when they're too old. And I understand that when you're an adult, you kind of need to move on from this stuff. But when you're a kid, it's a kid thing. And an argument that I have for that is, what else could these people be doing? Instead of being out having fun with their friends, just getting some candy, they could be causing trouble and doing things that they shouldn't be doing and making bad and destructive decisions. And I'm not trying to be one of those people who are like, good stuff. But don't turn people away because they seem too old unless they are like 20 up. I say, in my opinion, and you all can have your own opinions, 18 is a good cutoff. Like, once they're in college, I feel like that's a good point to say, no, you should probably stop going trick-or-treating. Like, now is a good time to like set up the ultimate haunted house in your front yard and scare the heck out of kids and make it so they have to go through the haunted house to get candy. That sounds really fun. That's actually happened a couple of times in my neighborhood. At the time, I was too afraid to do both, and now neither of them exist anymore, so great. Another nice thing involving trick-or-treaters is king size. People are out late getting candy, and I don't say, oh, you get that small stuff. Disgusting. But be generous with your candy. Unless you know you're at a really popular house that you're probably going to run out of candy. Give handfuls. Make a kid's day, even though they're probably going to get 40 more of those handfuls in the next half hour. It's still nice to see, especially because somebody gives you one of those tiny little packages of those hard little candies, and it's like, here you go, like, happy Halloween. A good-mannered child isn't going to be like, ew, like, you greedy little monster. I know it's Halloween, but that's no excuse. Cough up the candy. No well-mannered child is going to do that. If they do that, they're not well-mannered and they don't deserve more candy. But if they're like, oh, thank you, happy Halloween, it's just better. I feel like more effort, but also I'm still in the trick-or-treater phase of my life. So I'm like, candy. But I'm a good-mannered child, so I'm not like, what is this? This right here. What is this? Is that a single piece of double bubble gum? Not even two? You couldn't even at least throw in a mini Twix with that? Seriously? You're that greedy? And I lost my hood. And I have another nice thing for you to do, which I think should just be a given, is compliment people's costumes, especially homemade costumes. As somebody who's been trying to switch her lifestyle to homemade costumes, because I actually think they're better if you can actually do it. I understand that you can spend an hour working on a costume, and then somebody looks at you and they're like, cheapskate. It's like, I find it better that way. Thank you! So, if you see somebody, especially a homemade costume, tell them, oh, your costume looks great, I like it. And if it's not like, oh, you look so scary. Oh, you look so cute, I like your costume. And one thing, that this is not a kindness thing, it's just a don't judge people by their costume. If you're in a Bigfoot costume, you're not necessarily a boy. If you don't get that, my hood is not staying on my head. But if you don't get that reference, I did reference it in a different video. Can't remember which one off the top of my head. But pretty much I was out trick-or-treating and I wasn't facing the kids who were crying because I was scary. And the dad was like, he won't hurt you. And I'm just like, I take off my mask and I just look there and they're kind of like, yep, they won't. And I'm like, I like smile. And they ended up leaving the house. I felt bad, but I also was like to the parent like, I am a female, thank you very much. Just because I'm dressed as a animal with a scary face does not mean I cannot be a woman! So that was just my public service announcement. Another nice, kind, caring, courageous thing that you can do for other people is, well, respect their stuff. I don't think this is a kindness. This is just another public service announcement. Pumpkin, you would leave it. Jack-o'-lantern, don't blow it out! Have you ever seen Trick or Treat? You don't blow out your pumpkins! And you don't take down your costume. You don't blow out people's pumpkin. Respect their property. And if they have a scary house, you better appreciate it, because if you've ever been to Spirit Halloween, you know that stuff ain't cheap! I'm just leave it at that. Like, stuff isn't cheap nowadays. Like, you see something for $20, that's one piece of a costume, and it's like, that's very cheap. What a bargain. I saw this the other day for $60. So, yeah, you get, where am I going with this? This went from kindness to complaints and public service announcements. So, this is a very this is a bathrobe. I love it. It's a kitty. Meow, meow. At least I think it is. Does it have a tail? No, it does not have a tail, but like, I guess I could be like a panda bear or something, but it's super soft and I love it. I'm just in my nice little habitat. It's nice and warm in here, and because, as you can imagine, with October comes cold. And it's just cold. And I have a heater in my room, and it's doing its job right now, but there's other times where it's like, I walk in and it's like, is that snow? Where did that come from? And once my window, this was like a while ago, but once my window was open and it was cold out, you can already tell how that went. Like, no other context needed. How did I get here? As you can tell, I'm kind of running out of ideas for kind things because Halloween, it's trick or treat. The trick is candy. The trick is candy. The treat is candy, and the trick is a trick. So I guess Halloween's more of the time for pranks and scary things, so it's harder to be kind, but it's nice to not go the way of the crowd. I know that best. If you knew me, you'd know I know that best. But moving on to the outro, the end, goodbye of this video. If you want to see me telling you how to play some sick pranks and pull off some killer tricks, slap that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and peace well, and I'll see you in the next one. My hood won't stay on my head. I am Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that concludes today's video. Good!